Okay, everyone, let's meet the starting lineups. We'll start with our visitors, the Wahluke Warriors. And they are going to go with their offense tonight. Starting with their quarterback, number 7, Andrew Jorgensen. Running back, number 32, Franco Perez. Wide receiver, number 5, Jose Valdovinos. Wide receiver, number 1, Casey Hirai. Wide receiver, number 85, Hudson Heslop. Wide receiver, number 2, Jose Acevedo. Offensive line, number 56, Antoine Cuevas. Offensive line, number 63, Juan Acevedo. The center, number 73, Anthony Cuevas. Offensive line, number 52, Christian Hernandez. And number 57, Jose Lagunas. Warriors are coached by their head coach, Anthony Cortez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the home team, your own Wildcats, and they're going with their starting defense tonight. We'll begin that with their tackle, number 51, Carlos Megoza. The other tackle, number 77, Daryl Leslie. The nose tackle, number 74, Anthony Nava. Linebacker, number 53, Caden Kittner. Linebacker, number 6, Leonardo Bittencourt. Linebacker, number 9, Luis Mendoza. Linebacker number 28, Angelo Semental. Strong safety number 32, Louis Gattaca. Free safety number 4, Adrian Villanueva. And your cornerbacks, number 2, Keanu Zuniga. And number 3, Alec Zapian. Wildcats are coached by Mr. Jason Smith, assisted by Ray Hernandez, Miguel Jimenez, Ivan Macias, Chai Maltos, Eddie McCord, Jacob Mortensen, Steve Romero, Anthony Espinoza, Mario Herrera. Your officials for this game, these gentlemen are all from the Yakima Valley Football Association. Referee tonight, Mr. Brad Kramer. Umpire, Craig Lacey. Linesman, Will Gately. Line judge, Mr. Jason Ornelas. And the back judge, Mr. Cody Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not already standing, would you please do so? Gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem, tonight done by the Toppenish High School Band under the direction of their director, Mr. Derek Gore.
Ladies and gentlemen, here live on the THS Digital Media Network on this, well, not too cold Friday night. It is time for some post-season action in the 10th game of the year, only the 5th home game of the season for the Toppenish Wildcats here tonight. Coming to you live from Toppenish, Washington, here at Wildcat Stadium on Bob Winters Field. Hello everybody again, my name is Antonio Tony D. Dominguez alongside the THS Digital Media crew. Well, nobody really thought the Wildcats could be in this position, just one game away from a state playoff berth. Of course, this game, it's not going to be a given. They are going to have to try everything. They are going to have to battle through everything just to earn a state berth this season. Of course, a story of an up and down season. One game you're up, one game you're down, and for the first 4 games for the Wildcats, well, struggling is all we could say. Beginning the first 4 games 0-4, and now the Wildcats winning 4 straight, and here looking to pick up their 5th win of the season and hope to go into the state playoffs with the record of 5-5 if all is said, done, and true. Let's see what's going to happen. Both teams right now at midfield with the coin toss. For the Wahluke Warriors, well, finishing 3rd in their division in the SCAC East. Only winning a couple of games as, of course, the SCAC East just dominated by the Royal Knights, as they do pretty much every season for the past 10 years, you could argue. And right behind them in the second place, the Connell Eagles, who are hosting a game here tonight over there at Connell High School versus the LaSalle Lightning, the number 2 seed in the SCAC West. We'll see what those results are going to be here later tonight. Other SCAC action happening, of course. The number 1 Royal Knights hosting the number 3 of the SCAC West, the Natchez Valley Rangers. The Natchez Valley Rangers falling to the LaSalle Lightning last Friday night. And what would have been the determining factor of who gets the 2nd seed and who gets the 3rd seed. Unfortunately for the Natchez Valley Rangers, just coming up a little bit short over the LaSalle Lightning. Well, we hope to have a great game for you here, folks. Either way, Wildcats looking to make their 3rd straight state postseason berth. This is going to be a good one at the very least. The Wahluke Warriors hoping to play spoiler here tonight, hoping to get a major upset, maybe perhaps the way the committee might be looking at this game after it's all said and done, depending on the winner and depending on the outcome. Who knows? Maybe you might be having a team that, while the record does not look very pretty, well, their chances and their matchups and the games that they needed to win count all the same. And so either way, much like in poker, give me a chip and a chair. And now the Wahluke Warriors with the chance with 1 game. Win it, and you're off to the playoffs. Lose it, and that's the end of your season. And the Wildcats with so much to prove, wanting to set the record straight, wanting to prove to their critics at the beginning of the season that it could not be done again. Well, here they are. A chance and opportunity to get this one. So Yapes will be the kicker here. Sebastian Yapes, who's been the great kicker for the Toppenish Wildcats all season long. Hoping to get action started here. Coming to you live from Wildcat Stadium on Bob Winters Field. We are just moments away from the postseason action beginning. SCAC number 1 versus SCAC number 3 from the East. And here we go, and look at that. Sebastian Yapes, looks like he had a lot of power on that one. He said, no, just give me a touchback.
The touchback will start.
And so the Wildcat defense coming out onto the field to start this one. Let's see what the Wildcat defense can do here on the Wahluke Warriors' first offensive possession of this contest. opening quarter. I mean, you can never give up if you're a team like the Wahluke Warriors. You got to put things together, getting into a rhythm, make sure that your confidence is there. You know your role. Everybody has to know their role if they're going to look to get an upset here tonight. Andrew Jorgensen, the signal caller, the quarterback here for the Wahluke Warriors. Get started with the run up the middle from the shotgun.
Franco Perez, the ball carrier.
Franco Perez just about getting to the line of scrimmage, gain of about 1.
We're going to call it
second down and about 9 to go. And the Wildcats, the way they started this season, nobody would have thought they would have been in this position, but guess what? All it takes is getting on a roll, especially when you're playing in your own league and in your own division. Take that division, and of course, you get yourself in a very good position to earn a state playoff berth. Jorgensen with the snap, gonna take it himself, running. Gets about another 3 yards. It's gonna bring up third down and about 5 yards to go.
And he's down at the 25-yard line. That should be third
gain
down
and
and
about
5.
3. Andrew Jorgensen looking to get the next call in. Wildcat defense is trying to meet the point of attack right there. They were able to sniff that one out. The linebackers crashing in, figuring out where Jorgensen was going to go, seeing that lane, and then just making the tackle. So third down and about 4 when it's all said and done here, or about 5. From up here in the booth, it looks a lot different. Either way, Jorgensen here in the shotgun once again. Let's see what's going to happen here. Gonna make some adjustments, gonna drop back. And looks like a penalty before it even got started. I believe this one's gonna be against the Warriors. And too many men on the field. Delay of game, actually. So they let that clock get to them. So now it's gonna be about third down and long. If you're the Wahluke Warriors, I mean, this makes things a lot tougher.
Third down and 10.
Indeed it does. You do not want to put yourself in a third down and about 10. You much rather be in third down and 5. Leaves your playbook open to so many more possibilities. Of course, you want to avoid these mistakes early on. I mean, you hope that you can get back on track after that one. Andrew Jorgensen with the running back on his left side. Going to take the shotgun snap. Taking a look at a pass. Gets one. And pass is slightly overthrown. Intended for Jose Acevedo, and Jorgensen 3 and out.
Intended for number 2, Jose
And that's
Acevedo,
great job by the
broken up on
Wildcat
play
defense.
by
I mean, not letting that run, those first few run
Fourth
plays
down,
get
10
anywhere.
yards ago.
And of course, knowing that a long pass was going to be coming their way, the defensive backs measuring where they were at, knowing and communicating with each other, making sure they got to their spot. Fourth down, and they're going to have to punt this one away. Here is Jose Lagunas. Oh, snap! They're going to try to get this one off, and just barely. Wildcats going to have to get away from this one. No need to risk anything. It's already a short punt. But good job either way by the punter there, Luis Corona.
We'll have it in Wahluke
Making sure to get on that and at least being able to get a kick away, preventing that from being an automatic touchdown, if not safety. Good on there and great starting field position here for the Wildcats. And the young sophomore Jason Grant here, the signal caller for the Wildcats. Did not start off as a starter for the Wildcats this season. Took about 3 games for him to see some early action, but either way, Keanu Zuniga running towards the edge and gains about 15 yards on his first carry and attempt of the night.
About a 15-yard gain.
Well, that's what you're going to get from Keanu Zuniga. I mean, that's what he has. He has the speed and the ability to get to the outside. Able to make some plays, able to break some tackles as well, and his speed, one of the top here in the SCAC West. Jason Sanchez Again, Zuniga breaking through, and this time close to the end zone and finds a touchdown. And just like that, the Wildcats are on the board. And you got to give credit to the offensive line of the Wildcats right there, knowing their assignments, not letting their blocks off, and then Keanu Zuniga just finding the path, finding the lane to the outside, not giving up, getting all the way to the end zone. First touchdown of the night. Good for him. And just like that, Keanu Zuniga auto himself with already 30 rushing yards on only 2 attempts and 1 touchdown now. And Sebastian Yapez
kicking the point after Sebastian Yapez
is going to get an opportunity here at the P18. You know, last season and for the last couple seasons, this is where the Wildcats have been struggling. Snap a little bit low, but able to get the kick off, and P18 is good. After only a few minutes on their first drive, took only 3 plays, 7-0. Wildcats up on this one. Take a break, be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. And welcome back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Well, it's been a very successful season for Toppenish High School athletics here in the 2023-2024 athletic season and school year. I mean, we have a lot of all-leaguers all around, and as this program gets going, we'll mention their names and we'll mention their accomplishments here tonight. Here in what will more than likely be the final THS Digital Media broadcast of the fall sports season. We're going to be taking a break here for a couple of weeks, and then going to come back at you with some action. All right, then here, folks.
For the Wildcats,
Wildcats.
Sebastian Yapez.
Getting into their kickoff formation. Sebastian Yapez going to kick this one away, and there we go. I mean, he is just having quite a leg here tonight. He's just getting it all the way to the end zone.
First and 10, Warriors.
And so the Wildcat defense immediately back onto the field after a successful offensive drive on their first one of this first quarter. And the Wahluke Warriors hoping to find some success after their first drive on the 3-and-out. See what they can do. You know, where the Wildcats have had a little bit of a problem from the beginning of the season anyways. Now, they've shored up some of those positions since then, but defensive backs, at times, it can be vulnerable and out of position. Maybe you want to attack that. Drew Jorgensen in the shotgun, stepping back, 2 steps, and that pass dropped just a little bit out of the reach of the fingertips of Jose Valdovinos, the junior for the Wahluke Warriors. 2nd down and 10 to go. I mean, and there you go. That was perhaps a confidence drop right there from Jose Valdovinos. That was really right there in his hands, just couldn't reel it in. It was a pretty good thrown pass, but you got to do a little bit better than that. You got to help your teammate out. You got to help your quarterback out, get this team into a rhythm, help them gain some confidence. 2nd down and about 10 to go. Jorgensen once again in the shotgun, going to run it himself. Finding a small crease, able to gain about a couple. Bring up 3rd down and long.
You got 2 or 3 yards.
And that's the way you want to change it up. When you have a quarterback like Jorgensen who has some athleticism and has a little bit of speed, you want to use that to the best of your ability if you're the offense of the Wahluke Warriors. Right now, Wildcat defense doing a great job of sniffing those plays out, getting on those schemes quickly, making sure nothing happens. Wildcats, of course, a lot of all-leaguers on both sides of the ball here this season. Jorgensen calling for it. Kind of a mishmash of a play. Jorgensen, and once again, right in the midst of Jose Valdovinos, could not get that one into his hands. I mean, and that was a pretty good thrown ball right there. Could have gotten near the first down marker too had he been able to complete it, but you know, sometimes you can feel that defense just coming up on you. And you know, when you are scared of getting hit at times, which if you don't know where it's coming from, I mean, oh yeah, it's gonna hurt. So here we go as Luis Corona, the punter.
Luis Corona back to punt the ball for the
Gonna put this
Warriors.
one away, snap, punt, long one. Zuniga is gonna have to let this one just roll all the way back near the 25-yard line. And a good one there from Corona, being able to bail out the Wahluke Warriors. And that's where the Wildcats will get their second drive of this game going on offense. Let's see what the Wildcats are able to do. Now, Jason Sanchez in this offense operating a little bit differently. I mean, he is a capable passer, but still learning, just a sophomore. If you want to pass it around a little bit, you can, but be careful. Perhaps just run the ball here, because they've been having very good success with that. Sanchez inside of Zuniga again, slipped through a tackle, breaking the outside, getting to the near the 40-yard line, and finally brought out of bounds at the 39.
15 yards at a first down.
And another 15-yard gain.
39-yard line.
And what a good run there by Zuniga, already nearing 50 yards on just 3 carries. What more could you ask for? This offense operating at a high level right now. First down and 10 at the 39-yard line. Jason Sanchez out of the shotgun. His running back right to the right side. Motion there. Hands it off again to Zuniga, finding a lane. Slipping through some tackles and another 10-yard gain. 4th carry of the night and already another 11-yard gain. You know, and that's a good one. Already 52 yards and rushing off 4 carries. I mean, what more could you ask for? You're not even going to have to put your quarterback, Jason Sanchez, who's just a sophomore, in any danger. Not having to make him any good plays. Just run the ball. That's all you got to do. Second down and 10. Sanchez back to Zuniga. This time, though, met with some Wahluke Warrior defense force down there. And good on the tackle by Joan Gallaga, number 72 of the Warriors. You know, sometimes you can only do a play so many times, and sometimes when you're just giving it to the same player, well, defenses are going to sniff that one out, and they're going to try to track down your tendencies. Right there, good on the Wahluke Warriors defense on figuring out where that ball was going to go. Sanchez, second down and about 14 to go. To Zuniga again. Not seeing a lot of room that time. Still able to gain about 5 on a 6th carry. Already going to be nearing 60 yards on the night. And it's only the first quarter, but right now, something you haven't seen from the Wildcats just yet, or the first time here tonight. 3rd down and long. Let's see what they're going to do. Jason Sanchez, of course, taking over the starting position after about the 3rd game of the regular season. And Sanchez here now leading this quarterback team on the offense. Sanchez stepping back, looking for an open play, and just out of the reach of C.J. Torres. Looking to find an opportunity there, and 3.
Incomplete.
Fourth down now, 4th down, so not going to be able to do very much on that one. So just moments away here. .634 remaining here in the first quarter. C.J. Torres, the punter. Going to get a good one off. Jorgensen back there, and he's just going to let this one bounce. And it's going to roll there at the 9-yard line.
And the ball rolled dead about the 8-yard line.
And that's what you can do.
Wahluke will have 1st and 10.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's go through some of your first-team All-Leaguers for football this season. Angelo Cimental has been doing a great job this season at linebacker. Darrell Leslie, 2 first-team All-Leagues, both on the offensive and defensive line. Caden Kittner, doing a great job there at linebacker, first-team overall. Keanu Zuniga, defensive back. Leonardo Betancourt at the wide receiver position. Tight end, Louis Gareca, and defensive back as well. That's your first-team All-League there for your Wildcats. And so here we go, back on defense. Andrew Jorgensen is going to run it himself. And is going to gain about 2 yards on that carry. These quarterback keepers not getting very effective so far, but who knows? I mean, all it takes is just a crease in the lane, and you can get some good yardage, but so far we're not seeing anything here in the first couple of series from the Wahluke Warriors offense.
Gain of 2, second down and 8.
We're going to have to find something soon, otherwise you can almost feel like this Wildcat team wants to take this game over. There is Andrew Jorgensen communicating the play out to his teammates. From the shotgun, Jorgensen stepping back, going for the long pass. That one, an overthrown pass intended for Hudson Heslop. That's going to bring up third down.
Third down and
Wildcat defense again being in a good position, watching out for the run, but the defensive backs making sure that they don't lose their assignment, making sure that they transition into coverage correctly, making sure somebody's somewhere out in the field, making sure there's no man wide open. Third down and about 7 yards to go. Jorgensen, he's going to drop back again. Quick pass to the outside, and pass almost intercepted there by Louis Gareca. What a great play it would have been from him. That's what he's been doing all season long. Luis Mendoza, on that play. He's just been able to get to his position, dropping back in coverage. If he would have been there just a split hair earlier, he probably would have been taking that one to the house. And so another punt here from the Wahluke Warriors.
back to punt,
Luis Corona. Snap was low, but Corona able to get that one off. And Zuniga is once again going to let this one roll to about the 44-yard line, and the third offensive drive coming up here for the Wildcats.
Wildcat, 45
You know, in that last offensive possession, you almost felt like the Wildcat offense was a little bit disappointed that they couldn't get into the end zone yet again. And perhaps it's going to be a little, it's going to be time to change up that formation a little bit, get different play callers in there, get some different players involved in this scheme. Because right now, the Wahluke Warriors doing a great job in that last defensive series of stopping this Wildcat offense. Wildcat offense not finding very much success early on until halfway through the season. And of course, all of that really changing once Jason Sanchez was handed the starting position at quarterback. There you go, Keanu Zuniga keeps running free, and a 14-yard gain only on his 7th carry, already close to 70 rushing yards.
That is enough for a Wildcat. First down.
What more could you ask for? There's nothing more. I mean, Zuniga just finding the lane, finding his rhythm. The Wahluke Warriors have to keep an eye on him now. I mean, more than likely, where is this ball going to go to? It's going to go into the hands of number 5 or number 2 right there, Keanu Zuniga. Jason Sanchez now with the fresh set of downs, already inside the 41-yard line. Zuniga again this time, only a couple of yards on that gain. About 3 on him. Second down at about 7.
Second down and 7.
I mean, when you already have 7 rushing yards on only about your 8th carry, I mean, you're having a good night. Don't worry about it. I mean, not every carry that you get is going to go off for 10 yards or more. Just be happy that you get a couple. Motion there, figure out the coverage. Jason Sanchez rolling out to his left, gonna try a pass. It gets it right into the hands of Leo Betancourt. Excuse me, that was CJ Torres, his first reception of the contest. And CJ Torres, he started off the season as the starting quarterback for the first 3 games. Unfortunately, coaches not seeing the type of play they would wanted to from him, and
holding call against the Wildcats.
Decided to head in a different direction, but CJ Torres slowly finding his identity,
ladies and gentlemen,
and his contributions in different ways, and right now playing wide out, which is a good way for him. Earn some more playing time and get that on the field. And so a holding call was called on that one. It's going to send them back 10 yards, so second down and about 15 to go.
Toyota Camry. If it's yours, you better move it.
So once again here, Jason Sanchez. Quick pass to the outside, Louis Carica. Breaking through some players and getting all the way out to the 25-yard line, and lost the ball there momentarily, but CJ Torres getting right back on top of it, but the referee's calling Louis Carica down at about the 25. So it's going to be a first down again for the Wildcats. Now, one of their players who got injured a few weeks ago, Alex Zapien, he is still out, still nursing an injury. Not seeing very much time here, and great run there by Keanu Zuniga, gaining about 6. And the top of this Wildcat offense just keeps on rolling versus this Wahluke Warrior team. Got a good running back that can make some plays. He's shifty and he's speedy. And he's very intelligent in knowing when to make a cut and when to just continue down the lane. That's all you want from a running back like him. Jason Sanchez again, quick pass to the outside, slips through some tackles, keeps running through, and finally brought out of bounds at about the 9-yard line. Louis Gattaca already with 2 receptions.
Number 32, Louis Gattaca. That's another Wildcat.
Somebody that the Wildcats have had very great success with when throwing the ball his way. There hasn't been a receiver that's been particularly outstanding statistically, but all the receivers on the Wildcat offense more than capable of making plays and gaining some good yardage at any given moment.
First and goal to go from the 9.
Here is Jason Sanchez getting his team lined up from the shotgun again. This one giving it away. Zuniga, his second rushing touchdown on another 10-yard rush. Give him about 80 now.
Flag on the play.
And right now, a couple of flags. Let's see if it was during the play or after. So the officials right now discussing. I mean, it was a touchdown. But right now, perhaps maybe a holding call could be possible. We don't know just yet.
Ball holding against the Wildcats. That will nullify that score.
So a holding call first. And so the touchdown is no good by Zuniga. So it was after the ball was snapped as Zuniga was making his way into the end zone. So they're going to subtract the yardage from the spot where the foul happened after the snap. So either way, Wildcats will retain possession, and it's still going to be first down. And the Wahluke Warriors right now, Joan Gallaga, one of the bigger men up front for the Wahluke Warriors, exchanging a few words. Zuniga running hard, slipping the tackle again and getting to the end zone. Touchdown! Did not take that long. I mean, that's all it took. And that was Anthony Cuevas, who was exchanging a few words with the Wildcat offensive lineman. And look at that, correcting their mistakes, not holding this time. And Zuniga with an extra 20 yards, now nearing almost 100 rushing yards on only 10 carries. Oh my, what a night is he going to have here tonight. And already his second touchdown. And Sebastian Yapes, who knows how many times he's going to see some PAT attempts here in this contest. Still 2:20 remaining here in the first quarter. Wildcats snap down, kick is up, and it's good. Toppenish Wildcats, second rushing touchdown. Keanu Zuniga on his 10th carry continues to have success. We're going to take a short break, be back here on the THS Digital Media Network, 14-0 early on in this first quarter by the Wildcats. And welcome back here on the THS Digital Media Network after that timeout and touchdown from Keanu Zuniga on 10 carries, already nearing the 100-yard mark, has about 89 rushing yards on those 10 carries. Let's take a look at the other all-leaguers this season for the Toppenish football Wildcats. Second team, Adrian Barragan at the offensive line position. Anthony Nava making second team from the defensive line position. Keanu Zuniga earning running back honors on the second team. Leonardo Betancourt from the linebacker position. Sebastian Yapes, second team kicker this season. Adrian Villanueva from the defensive back position, earning third team. Alex Zapien earned third team from the wide receiver. And then Angelo Cimental, SCAC West, co-defensive player of the year. And those are some of the all-leaguers this season for the SCAC West League champions, the Toppenish Wildcats. Sebastian Yapes not getting as deep of a kick this time, and that return going to be sniffed out and stopped at about the 17-yard line.
About the 18 or 19-yard line.
Jose Acevedo on the attempted return, and that's where the Wahluke Warriors will begin their next offensive possession. Not finding a lot of success on the running attack. The passing attack still have yet to get a completion here. Andrew Jorgensen still hunting for his first completion. His wide receivers did have a couple of opportunities to reel a couple of those passes in, but nothing coming just yet. First down and 10, Jorgensen. Take the pass, rolling out to his right. And that ball is going to get incomplete as the Wildcat defense. Louis Garaca right there on the hit pass intended for Damian Cardenas.
21, check that.
That was a good one, and once again, you can just feel where the Wildcats were coming from defensively. If you're Cardenas, you did not want to be in that position. Had you completed that pass, you knew what was coming. A whole lot of hurt. Second down and about 10 yards to come. Here's the Wahluke Warriors. Hoping to move this ball on offense. Jorgensen is going to take it himself again. And minimal gain on that one. Able to get a yard or two on that carry. Jorgensen is one of their better athletes for the Warriors.
Gain of a yard, third down and 9.
And Jorgensen is going to be checking out. And so now they're going to bring in a new signal caller, Manuel Rubalcaba Jimenez. Manuel Rubalcaba Jimenez, a freshman this season. Let's see what he can do out here. Stepping back. And hanging on to the ball and being dropped for the sack at the 5-yard line. And that was a good defensive play. Wonderful blitz. And right there, who none other than Caden Kittner sniffing that one out. And now 4th down. They're going to have to put this one away just like that one more time. Still 55 seconds remaining here in the first quarter alone. So far on the Wildcats offensive possessions, 2 out of 3 with a touchdown. Corona getting this one away. These punts have been relatively well positioned and they've been rolling the Wahluke Warriors' way, but the Wahluke Warrior defense having a hard time stopping this full-powered Wildcat offense.
After the punt, Wildcats take over.
And there were some whistles on the field. Let's see what's going to be called. And the Wildcats are just doing a tremendous job offensively and defensively right now. The Wildcats would have felt better, you know, playing up against Royal in your first game of the season. I mean, that's a tough task for anybody. It doesn't matter if you're a 4A school, 3A school, even a 2A school. The Royal Knights are just able to compete with the best of them. So no shame on these Wildcats dropping that first game, but you happen to feel like the Wildcats hope they would have done better, you know, the next 3 games after that one. And unfortunately, you know, coming up short versus Mount Baker in that contest, losing by, you know, less than 6 points. And then, I mean, unfortunately, Kashmir and Wahluke just having their number this season.
At the Wahluke 40, 1st and 10.
And so right now, the Wildcat offense going to get started here at the 40-yard line. 1st down and 10. 1st down and 10 here. And Sanchez right back into that shotgun position. Rolling out left side, not finding very much room. Open receiver and dropped. There was Cimental trying to reel that one in.
That ball intended for number 34.
And incompletion there. Wildcats haven't really attempted that very many passes, finding their offensive success here in this contest on the ground.
Flag on this play.
That incompletion was by Jack Davila. And there was a penalty flag.
Penalty for an illegal receiver downfield.
So illegal man downfield called. So 1st down and about 15 now. Davila lining up on the outside. Sanchez an attempt to do something again. Quick pass outside. Cimental finding some room, trying to break through some tackles and putting the ball on the ground. And this ball will be landing right into the hands of the Wahluke Warriors.
And he hit the ground, Angelo
and that's
Cimental.
Something you don't want to see. Angelo Cimental not keeping that ball high and tight as he was trying to break and make a move, putting that ball way down past his waist, and all the Wahluke Warrior defenders had to do was swipe at it. Remember, folks, doesn't matter if you're playing football or trying to make sure that you don't break that precious glass or that precious plate that you hold or anything that's fragile. Keep it high and tight, and trust me, you're never going to see anything break. And so right now, here is Andrew Jorgensen back at the quarterback position. And timeout going to be called by the Wahluke Warriors.
Charged to the Warriors.
And the first turnover for the Wildcat offense. It's going to give a chance here for the Wahluke Warriors to have perhaps to build on that one. And that was really more, you could say, a mistake on the Wildcat offense than it was a great play by the Wahluke Warrior defense, but still good on them to get right onto that ball. A lot of Wahluke Warrior defenders recognizing what had just happened and getting on it and getting themselves another offensive possession. Perhaps that might be the only carry of the night for Cimental, as he just was not able to hold on to that ball, putting it on the ground for the first turnover of the night for this Wildcat offense. The defense for the Wildcats right back out there. Jorgensen once again. Hands it off. Gain of about 2 there by Franco Perez. And that is going to take us to the quarter. After 2 quarters, Wildcats find themselves up 14-0 off 2 rushing touchdowns, both of them from Keanu Zuniga. We're going to take a break and be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and never miss out on another THS Digital Media event. Take a break, be back here live. And welcome back here, THS Digital Media Network. THS Athletics having another wonderful year here. Girls soccer team having another bunch of all-leaguers. First team, Belen Jimenez, a defender. Esmeralda Ramos, another midfielder, first team. And Natalia Verduzco, another defender. Oh my, what a good team the Top of Dish Lady Wildcats soccer team has had here this season. Unfortunately losing last night, falling to the Royal Knights in the district consolation game. Andrew Jorgensen now getting ready, trying to look for a quick pass. Finally finds his first completion and immediately met by a host of Wildcats. Good on Jose Acevedo. First completion of the night. And that's going to give Andrew Jorgensen a little bit of confidence, knowing that you can find somebody that can catch that ball, reel it in.
3rd down and 6.
Fortunately, not the yardage they would have wanted to see, they would have wanted sought after, but good on them. Finding some success where you can. And so right now, Jorgensen gonna drop back, try another pass, and that one's gonna be dropped.
Pass
Intended for Hudson Heslop.
4th down.
Let's talk about the girls soccer team, the other all-leaguers, this time second team. At midfielder, Yesenia Cruz. A couple of more defenders on the second team, Olivia Escamilla and Julissa Landa. At the forward position, Viviana Hernandez. Michaela Torres, gonna be a very effective goalkeeper this season. And the midfielder, Alina Gonzalez, she made the 3rd team.
Luis Corona.
And check it out, the 2 player and coach of the year. Belen Jimenez earned the SCAC West Player of the Year. Boy, has she been dangerous. Corona gonna punt this one off. And Wildcats have yet to attempt a punt return, and back onto the field comes the Wildcat offense.
At the 30-yard line.
And then finally, Uriel Gonzalez, SCAC West Coach of the Year, doing a great job with the Lady Wildcats soccer team the last few seasons, helping build that program from the ground up. And certainly hopes to continue the good times rolling and hopefully reach for that ever-elusive state berth. Once again, congratulations on a great season on the THS girls soccer team. We hope they continue their success in the coming years. And so here we go. Sanchez pitching it. And flags immediately coming out on the backfield. Justice Suniga on his first carry of the night.
Number 7.
And so that's going to push the Wildcats back another 10 yards.
Flag on the play. Looks like a holding call against the offense.
Talk about that girls soccer team. And if you were watching on Tuesday night, I mean, we had double coverage here, double stream on that Tuesday earlier this week. I mean, look at all these these all-leaguers. Belen Jimenez, a defender. Esmeralda Ramos, a midfielder. Natalia Verduzco, the defender. Midfielder, Yesenia Cruz. Olivia Escamilla and Julissa Solana, a couple more defenders there. Viviana Hernandez doing a great job back forward. Michaela Torres, not letting very many options behind her. Alina Gonzalez, the midfielder, and of course, Belen Jimenez earning SCAC West Player of the Year, and Uriel Gonzalez, good job on him. Another SCAC West Coach of the Year for him. Sanchez, trying to fit that one into a tight window intended for CJ Torres.
Intended for number 5, CJ Torres, incomplete.
Second down and about 20 yards to go. This is the deepest the Wildcats have been so far here tonight. Here early on in the second quarter. We're hoping to get bailed out of this one, but right now, unless you have and break a big run, I mean, you're going to have to pass this ball in order to gain at least a good majority of that yardage back. And so here, Jason Sanchez to Louis Garica. He's going to turn it upfield. 30, 40, breaking a big one. He's going all the way. 80-yard touchdown. Jason Sanchez to Louis Garica. Louis Garica just immediately turning around, and Jason Sanchez, knowing he had to get that ball out there quickly, and Garica, I mean, you got to give all credit to him. All he did was turn it upfield, had to just fly by a couple of defenders, and boom, to the house he went. So first passing touchdown for Jason Sanchez here on this evening. And that's going to bring up another PAT opportunity here for Yapes. See what Yapes is able to do. Let's see if he's able to get this one down. And that one is good.
And the kick is good.
21-0 after that touchdown from Jason Sanchez to Louis Garica. 80 receiving yards. Already has 100 yards on only 3 receptions, believe it or not. We're going to take a break. Be back here, THS Digital Media Network. And welcome back here, THS Digital Media Network. After that touchdown pass from Sanchez to Louis Garica, already over 100 receiving yards on the night. Everything going right for the Wildcats here this evening. And Yapes with his 3rd touchback. Unbelievable what they've been able to do. And just the leg of Yapes, I mean, He's doing a great job overall. Can't blame him. That kid has quite a leg on him. And so the Wahluke Warrior offense will come back onto the field. Sebastian Yap is just a junior, so he more than likely will return next season. And boy, is he going to be a good weapon to have, both as your field goal your place kicker, and of course as your kickoff place kicker as well here, as the Wildcats trying to get their defense in order. And play immediately brought down there by Adam Gonzalez. Barely able to get to the line of scrimmage. Second down to come. It's only second down. Wahluke Warriors just have not found themselves on the other side of the field just yet. What you really want to hope for this team is, you know, find some positive yardage, get and pick up another first down. Jorgensen rolling out to his right, trying to find an open receiver, and sacked in the backfield. What a great play there by the Toppenish defense.
Credit to number 53,
Caden Kittner on his second sack of the game. Caden Kittner, believe it or not, this is his first year playing football. Still learning the game, but right now, in this game alone, just 2 sacks all to himself. I mean, you got to keep that kid out there. He's doing a lot of damage. Here, coming up on 9 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Third down and long. Andrew Jorgensen. He's going to step back. 3-step drop. Quickly launches that one, and incomplete. Pass intended for Jose Acevedo. And the punting unit will once again come out onto the field. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see, of course, pending on the results of this contest at the end of the game, how this team is going to be seeded. In years past, I mean, they've been seeded in the 9th seed at best. Snap a little bit low. But this season, of course, a little bit different. Not having the same record as they've had in the past. It'll be an interesting situation, to say the least, considering all the other teams around the state.
With the punt, Wildcats take over.
Well, this team definitely a lot different
at the 38-yard
than
line
from the first 4 games of the season. Different signal caller. Now you have the young sophomore Jason Sanchez out there leading the Toppenish offense. You found some offensive identity in the abilities of both Keanu Zuniga and Justice Zuniga being able to run the ball effectively. And of course, you found your receivers in Leonardo Betancourt and then Alan Sapien. You know, unfortunately, he's been out for a little while too, but knowing where your options are on offense. Zuniga being handed the ball, finds a crease, breaks it near the first-yard marker, plus more, gains about 13. And with that rush, already over 100 yards for Justice Zuniga, or excuse me, Keanu Zuniga. Yeah, kind of, sometimes it can be difficult to tell them apart. One of them is number 2 and one of them is number 7. Sometimes from up here in the booth, kind of hard to tell who was who. But Keanu Zuniga doing a great job, and looks like the officials once again putting a stop to it. Let's see here if there's going to be a flag or something on this play. And that was a running play, so let's see. Looks like they're going to call holding once again on the Wildcats. Keanu Zuniga just running wild all over the place, and personal foul on the Wildcats. That's kind of an interesting call.
Personal foul Call charged to the Wildcats.
And so that's going to negate that play. Still remains first down. First down and 13 now. Wildcats are really talking about it. And head coach Jason Smith walking out on the field, wanting an explanation on what that call was all about. So either way, it still remains first down and 10, believe it or not. Of course, that all happening after the big run from Zuniga.
Wildcats.
So timeout taken by the Toppenish Wildcats. They're going to hope to regroup after that penalty. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, great season by the Toppenish Girls Varsity High School soccer team. Ton of all-leaguers, and congratulations to Belen Jimenez, the SCAC West Player of the Year, and Uriel Gonzalez, SCAC West Coach of the Year. Of course, all of the football players, all of the Wildcats on the football team, making it to all-league status this season. And of course, your SCAC West League champs. Now, for those of you wondering, if you checked out the Yakima Herald last weekend, a bit of a mistake being made on one of the reports after the win by LaSalle over the Natchez Valley Rangers. Bit of a mistake there, claiming that the LaSalle Lightning earned a share of the SCAC West League title. That was incorrect, and we hope they can correct that mistake as soon as possible. But overall, officially, Toppenish Wildcats, your official and lone SCAC West League champions. Sanchez placing it. Good ball and tripped up. No flags on that one. That pass intended for what looked like to be Alex Zapian. You know, Zapian had some opportunities. Unfortunately, he's been injured for the past few weeks. And looks like, let's get a correction.
Second down and 10.
That is number 11, believe it or not, Lyle Wapasheli. Lyle Wapasheli there getting tripped up. Hand it off to Zuniga again, finding a lane, breaking through, and another flag. So second down and about 20 again. Looks like they're going to find another holding call out there. This team has just been finding so much success in these flags. Remember, the Wildcats averaging about 10 penalties a game, giving up well over 100 yards per game on the penalty side of it. Something you want to hope to avoid, but I mean, the way this game is going right now, you're just trying to run your offense normally, and sometimes, you know, your hands are in the wrong position, maybe your body is facing the wrong way, and officials see it differently. Second down and about 20 now.
At the 49-yard line, Wildcats.
So Wildcats lining it up again. Here we go, Zuniga running through a few tackles and finally brought out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. I mean, he gained pretty good amount of that yardage back right there alone. It's going to bring up third down and short.
That 32-yard line. Okay, a
Cats are going to hope to continue. And an injured player down for the Wahluke Warriors, and his teammates are going to help him off the field. That is number 21, Damian Cardenas. Just a sophomore. This team very young this season for the Wahluke Warriors. Cardenas just not able to put any weight on that left leg right now. Good on him. So brings up third down and 1.
Third down in the yard.
Sanchez gives it off again to Zuniga, slipping through a couple of players and able to pick up the first down.
Zuniga got enough yards. He's moving the chains because that's another Wildcat. First down.
So fresh set of downs here as the clock is going to keep moving. First down and 10. Sanchez dropping back, feeling the pressure, and throwing that one away. And that is going to be a
flag on the play.
Intentional grounding. Jason Sanchez just needed to roll out of the pocket a couple of yards, and that wouldn't have been an intentional grounding call. No receiver in the area. Good on him on just letting that one go. But now you find yourself in a very tough position where you're going to be backed up quite a few yards. So it's going to be second down. It's going to be a loss of down. Second down and 20 once again. 7:31 remaining here in the second quarter.
Intentional grounding against Toppenish. That's a loss of down. And yardage.
So Wildcat offense back to action. There's Jason Sanchez. Looking for the play call. Hands it off. Securing that ball, gains about 6 on it. Good on Zuniga. He was well over 100 rushing yards here.
Down to the
in the first half.
36-yard line.
It's going to bring up third down.
Third down, 16.
Sanchez going for the long ball, trying to find Alex Sapien, and gets the reception. All the way at the 3-yard line. I mean, just when you think the Wildcats are going to get back up, immediately they find themselves back into good offensive position.
Wildcats, Alex Sapien.
Good on him.
About the 2-yard line.
And clock will continue to run. At the 3-yard line, let's see what the Wildcats can do. Sending Zapien in motion to Zuniga, trying to find a crease, but brought down near the line of scrimmage.
Keanu Zuniga stuffed for no gain on the play.
Second down and goal to go. I mean, Alex Zapien has been hurt the majority of this season, and only just now getting to see some action. Good on him, making an explosive play right there, working through his defender. Having to work back towards the ball, but good on him to recognize where he was at on the field, able to make a play.
Second down.
Sanchez pitching it to Zuniga. Zuniga working through near the goal line and touchdown.
Touchdown.
Keanu Zuniga with his third rushing touchdown of the evening. Sebastian Yapes is going to come back up. We'll see what he's going to be able to do.
Sebastian Yapes with the point after attempt. And the kick is good. Ball returned by number 23, Moses Antunes. And he's out about the 25-yard line. Warriors first and 10.
And welcome back here, THS Digital Media Network. After that return from the Warriors, so have yet to find any offensive success. And met right back in the backfield. Top of this Wildcat defense right on it.
No gain on the play.
They're on the attempted rush from Franco Perez. And Keanu Zuniga, third rushing touchdown of the game. Well over 100 rushing yards. He's just going to keep that success here in the first half alone. Jorgensen being met by pressure. And finally tripped up and brought down near the 30-yard line.
To the 30-yard line. It'll be third down and 5.
He's doing a lot right now. It's going to bring up third down and 5. Let's see what they're able to do now. Jorgensen taking the step back, rolling out to his right. Going to try to find a receiver. That one too high and incomplete.
Jorgensen's pass incomplete.
That one intended for Jose Valdovinos.
Down and 5.
Wildcats defensively just doing a great job. Not very much you can point out that they need to fix. Perhaps one thing you could say you would want to try is make sure that the team doesn't pick up a first down. And so here already in the mode of going for it, fourth down and about 5 yards. Timeout called by the Wahluke Warriors. It's good on them to see.
Timeout, Wahluke.
Warriors hoping to get a new set of downs, give them some confidence. Have not been able to get across midfield just yet here in this first half. Gonna try to work towards that here. So the Wildcats defense holding up very well, not allowing a single point to the Wahluke Warriors. Yeah, as they're coming back down onto the field.
Fourth down, 5 yards to go.
So here we go, fourth down. Jorgensen attempting to convert. Perhaps they're not really trying to run anything. They're just trying to draw the Wildcats off sides. And they execute. Snap. Jorgensen, long ball, and that one through the hands of Justice Zuniga.
Pass incomplete.
And there is another flag on the field. Just more flags and more flags. Luckily for the Wildcats, this isn't affecting them negatively just yet.
Flag on the play.
28-0 here in the second quarter. It's going to be a personal foul on the Wildcats.
We have personal foul on both teams. Those penalties
So offsetting penalties.
Replay fourth down.
So fourth down. I mean, back in the days, coaches did not like those offsetting penalties. Call it on somebody. But now, here with another crack at this fourth down. Try to convert this one. See what Andrew Jorgensen can do. Stepping back, 3-step drop. Long ball once again. This one tipped and intercepted. C.J. Torres.
Penalty flag on the play.
And another penalty flag.
Preliminary call is roughing the passer. Personal foul against
the Warriors. So that penalty, I believe, is going to be... I'm not sure. I believe it is going to be enforced, as it appears it happened after the play. Either way, the Wildcats with great field position regardless. So it is a personal foul against...
That is a dead ball personal foul against Wahluke.
The Warriors from Wahluke High School, located over in Mattawa, Washington. Just about a 45-minute drive or so away from Ellensburg, Washington, right smack dab in the middle of Washington State. Central Washington. Oh boy, does that place have some great views, some great things to do out there. So here we go. Zuniga. The ball in already. Another flag. Gains about 4 on that one.
That was Kiana Zuniga.
Seems like the Wildcats cannot get away with any play without committing some sort of penalty. I mean, if the score weren't what it was, you bet the coaches would definitely be giving a lot more, I guess you could say, emotion out there. 28-0. So first down and about 10 yards.
Wildcats back them up.
I mean, Zuniga did a great job there finding the lane, but the line was just holding on just a tad too long. Kind of hard to see what that was from up here, but the referee's calling it one way. And another flag. And a false start against the Wildcats. So already nearing their 8th penalty here in the first half alone. Nearing their game average, their season average of 10 penalties per game. This contest, luckily, not affecting them to the largest degree, just yet anyways. Now first down and, I don't know, about to walk over. A run over to Wapato.
22 yards ago.
Completed over to C.J. Torres, holding on to it, trying to get near the 40-yard line, and another flag. I mean, you got to happen to imagine, much like teenagers' clothes laying around their room, a lot of laundry being left out there. Face mask against the Warriors.
Against the Warriors.
And so from the spot of the foul, I believe that's going to give them another fresh set of downs. So that's going to bring the ball out all the way to the 31-yard line. Excuse me, the 26-yard line. So fresh set of downs after that. It's all said and done.
First and 10, Wildcats.
Zuniga having the edge. And finally brought down after a gain of about 5 on that one. Second down. It's just as Zuniga heading and trying to get his 4th touchdown of the game.
Gain of 5, second down and 5.
really interesting. Not a lot of top-finish running backs have had multiple touchdowns in the game. It's getting pretty close towards, for those of you that remember back in the old school days, Married with Children, towards some Al Bundy numbers. Sanchez throwing that one. C.J. Torres open and second passing touchdown. And first receiving touchdown for Torres from Sanchez. And good on that when Jason Sanchez keeping his eyes down the field. And C.J. Torres not giving up on the play by any means. He just left all alone down there in the end zone. Obviously, as soon as that one left Jason Sanchez's hands, C.J. Torres right there to catch that one. His first receiving touchdown of the season. You know, and for a player like C.J. Torres, I mean, being a great team member and knowing that, you know, what he's gone through this season, losing the opportunity after 3 games and losing his starting quarterback spot and having to find other ways to contribute to the team. Sebastian Yapes is good with the PAT. I mean, what a great teammate he's been this season. Nonetheless, what a great look from him. Either way, good on him. Minute 54 remaining here in the second quarter, first half, as it's all Wildcats here for the first 2 quarters. And C.J. Torres, of course, just got to give that man some props. Not letting what he's gone through this season in terms of him changing positions and, you know, him losing a spot that I'm sure he wanted to play through all season, but you know, being just a good teammate, recognizing that, you know, there's somebody else that can help the team, not just, you know, myself. Sometimes, you know, players, you know, either that be in high school or college and even in the professionals, recognizing that sometimes it's not all about you, it's about your team and who needs to be where in order to help you win games and go as far as you can during the season and, if be, through the postseason as well. Sebastian Yapes, this time with a little dribbler on the ground. And that return for about 10 yards, Christian Anaya.
Wahluke takes over at their own 38-yard line, 1st and 10.
So the Wahluke Warriors will hope to at least finish out the clock here. I think the last thing you want to do is hand the ball over back to the Wildcat offense. Let's see what's going to go on. Jorgensen stepping back. Completion there and immediately hit by Cimental.
To Wahluke's number
Complete
1.
over to
Casey Hirai.
Casey Hirai. His first reception of the game.
2nd down and 6.
Second down coming up. You know, and if you're the Wahluke Warriors, I think you're down 35-0. Regroup, go into the locker room. Don't give this Wildcat offense another chance to get onto the field. Try to work your way back. Still 2 more quarters of football to go. Jorgensen, another one, and that one incomplete.
Pass incomplete. 3rd down and 6.
3rd down and 6 to go. You're gonna have to imagine if they went on it on 4th down all the way at the 35-yard line, they're gonna go for it here at the 42. Andrew Jorgensen and the Wahluke Warriors coming out of that huddle. 5 seconds remaining on the play clock. Get the snap off. Jorgensen taking a 3-step drop. Launching that one. Tip and intercepted. And Torres with his first interception of the season, bringing it all the way out to the 35-yard line. And just like that, C.J. Torres from touchdown to interception, having some great stats here in this game alone. That young man has certainly earned his way back up and has certainly found his way into an effective role here on this Wildcat team on defense. So now the Wildcats with a chance to score one more touchdown before the half. Let's see what they're going to elect to do. Maybe the Wildcats could elect to kneel this one and send it right into the locker room. Sanchez, minimal pressure. And he's brought down and
a quarterback sack.
And the Wildcats are going to go ahead and take a timeout, looking to get a few more plays off before the end of the half.
Timeout, Wildcats.
I think they're doing that, I mean, not to be intentional with it. I think they want to just get their reserves in at the second half, and it will be a running clock once that gets started. So, I mean, it gives every incentive to the Wildcats to sort of score right here, get their reserves in, not put their starters at risk. You know, that's kind of like the best outcome that you would hope for, considering wherever you're going to be seated at, you're going to be facing off against a top 10 team in the state, one way or another. Now, we don't know how the seating committee will look at the results from tonight and then, of course, of the regular season, but Wildcats have certainly earned their way to a state playoff berth after this one's all said and done. Wildcats focused on keeping this goose egg going. And then right now here before the half, hoping to get one more into the end zone. It's probably the best situation you can have if you're the Wildcats. I mean, you do get ball coming out of halftime, so we'll see. Sanchez to Zuniga. Not able to break through a couple of tackles there. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Loss of a couple.
And Sanchez hoping to do something here. Gonna get one more snap off, can he? Yes, he can. Over and
halftime score, Wildcats 35.
That pass incomplete, and we are at halftime. 35-0 the score. Wildcats up huge. Off of 2 Jason Sanchez touchdowns, 1 to Louis Gardica and 1 to C.J. Torres, and 3 rushing touchdowns from Justice Zuniga. Already over 100 rushing yards in this contest. We're going to take a break here on the THS Digital Media Network. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and never miss out on another THS Digital Media event. We'll be back after this with more live here from Wildcat Stadium on Bob Winters Field. Be back after this. And welcome back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Here at halftime, 35-0. Toppenish Wildcats leading the Wahluke Warriors in this one. Well, what did it come off of? Well, Justice Zuniga over 100 rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. And then 2 passing touchdowns from Jason Sanchez. 1 touchdown to Louis Garica and another one to C.J. Torres. Their total 5 touchdowns here in the first half. The score here 35-0. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great season for THS Athletics. We've already mentioned the girls soccer team and of course the all-leaguers for them and for the Toppenish football team here tonight. Guess who's next? Oh, the cross-country team. Boy, have they had such a great season as they've had here these last couple of seasons. Let's take a look at who they have in cross-country. First here, first team, Estrella Beliz. Another first-teamer, Fabricio Alvarez. Another first-teamer, Logan Charlie. And another first-teamer, Moises Godinez. So 4 first-teamers in cross-country. What a great showing there by head man Anthony Perez, who also happens to be the SCAC West Boys Coach of the Year. And this is the second one in a row, back-to-back. Unbelievable. What a great way. He's had some great program. He's some great coaching and some great success he's having out there for the cross-country program here for THS. And then let's take a look at some of your second-teamers, second-team all-league, Alden Clark and Brant Clark, Jasmine Jimenez, Juan Ladis, Maria Ariola George, Octavio John, Shania Tarula, and of course, finally the last big mention and recognition. One more time, let's hear it out for Anthony Perez, your SCAC West Boys Coach of the Year, second in a row, back-to-back. And of course, this season, for the first time in a long time, the boys cross-country team, the SCAC West Boys League champions. Congratulations to them and all of their success. So this is the first time both teams qualified since 1991. Wow, what a great accomplishment. Coach Anthony Perez is really doing a great job with that program, bringing them all of that success. Boys, the last time the boys team qualified was back in 2009, and the girls qualified back in 2007, so well over 15 years since this last happened. And let's take a look at the teams that made it first for the girls team. Estrella Beliz qualified as an individual last season. Shania Tarula, again, same thing, qualified as an individual last season. Jasmine Jimenez, Octavia John, Maria Ariola George, Tucelia Day and Vivian Wesley. That is the girls team, cross-country team, making it to state here for the first time in, well, we gotta say, this is the last time both teams made it since 1991, but since the last time either team made it, boys in 2009 and the girls in 2007. And now the boys team, they're made up of Logan Charlie, Moises Godina, Juan Lares, Hector Guadarrama, Brant Clark, Alden Clark, and Fabricio Alvarez. Wow. What more could you ask for? Look at all those names. Just over double digits athletes that you have for the THS cross-country team. And they had some great success. And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have very much to do tomorrow on Saturday, they are racing at Sun Willows Golf Course over in Pasco. Girls get started at 10:30 a.m. and the boys right at noon. So if you have nothing better to do or in the Tri-Cities area or want to go watch something different, make your way down there to Sun Willows Golf Course in Pasco. Once again, girls at 10:30 a.m., boys straight at noon over in Pasco. And let's wish them a good luck. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, we are just moments away here from the beginning of the second and third quarter. Let's see how this Wildcat football team is going to finish up their season here in this SCAC West versus SCAC East postseason matchup, winner to state. And here we go. Oh, dropped there momentarily. Able to stay on his feet. Zuniga finding his lane, making a way towards the 30-yard line. And that's where the officials will put a stop to action and where the Wildcats will get started on offense.
Opens up the second half.
On the second half right now, maybe you want the Wildcats to open up with some good scoring. One more touchdown, and this game clock will efficiently start running. Only way it will stop is at the end of quarter, a timeout, or a player injury. I think that's what they were trying to do, the Wildcats, before they went into the locker room, before the end of the first half, but just couldn't get there. Keanu Zuniga being met in the backfield by a couple of Warriors. Able to get barely to the back to the line of scrimmage.
Loss of one.
In fact, loses one, so second down and about 11 to go.
Second down, 11.
I mean, all around right now, I mean, the Wildcats have shown they're capable of doing so many things on offense. This is the Wahluke Warriors, the number 3 seed from the SCAC East. Competing with teams like the Royal Knights, the number 1 overall team in the 1A state rankings. Here as Sanchez getting the ball to his receiver there. Finding CJ Torres for the third time here tonight.
Enough yardage for another
Already
Wildcat.
with the touchdown in this contest.
Down.
Once again, we mentioned Torres. I mean, he needed to change positions.
At the 44-yard line.
As losing the starting quarterback job after the first 3 games and inserting Jason Sanchez as the starter instead, and CJ Torres has made a transition into a different role and different position and found a way to make contributions to this team. Sanchez pitches it out to Zuniga, finding the corner, getting past the 50-yard line all the way near the 47.
Keanu Zuniga, gain of about 8
Past
yards.
midfield now. Second down and about 2 to go on this one. Now, judging from what the coaches were talking about and what the players are feeling like, they want to score one more touchdown, get this game into a running clock situation, and have some of your reserves play out there. CJ Torres in motion. Hands it off to Zuniga again, up the middle, near the first down marker. And he's going to be just short, third down. This isn't a position that the Wildcats have found themselves in too many times, and looks like the officials say he got enough for the first down. So first set of downs coming up for the Toppenish Wildcats.
It is a first down for the Wildcats.
9:26 remaining and counting. Getting a play call. Sanchez again in the position. Motion there from Cimental. Pitch it out. Zuniga finding the edge. Cuts it up. And finally brought out of bounds past the 30-yard line. Right at the 30, the official marks it. And a fresh set of downs there.
Zuniga again.
Keanu Zuniga just doing everything right.
30-yard
Wouldn't it be surprising if he nears 150 rushing yards here in this game alone, along with 3 touchdowns.
First and 10 at the
I have to imagine he wants to get that Al Bundy statistic, get 4 touchdowns in one game. Those of you that don't know, Al Bundy, of course, if you ever watched Married with Children, an old school show from the 90s. So that one, quick pass out to Torres. Gains about 5 on that one.
CJ Torres with the reception. That's a 5-yard gain, second down and 5.
5-yard gain, second down and 5 yards to go. CJ Torres continuing to contribute at the wide receiver position here on the offensive side of the ball. A touchdown and an interception. What else can that young man do? Hands it off again, Zuniga. Getting to the 20-yard line, all the way down at the 18.
Down about the 17. Another first down. Wildcats.
So here at the 18-yard line, clock will continue to roll. There's the Wildcats.
Ball at the 18-yard line. It looks like 18
trying to
or
end
19.
this one early. Nothing bad here. Expect more. Jason Sanchez lining his team up. Sanchez sees the snap, rolling out to his left. Finds an open receiver in Cimental and able to gain about 3 on that reception. Play is going to keep going. Good on Jason Sanchez right there. I mean, he's moving over to his left, and Jason Sanchez, not the speediest of the guys.
With the reception, a gain of a couple.
As they would say back in the day, doesn't really have the wheels that you would want a player of his caliber to have, but nonetheless, working with what he has and able to make plays. Sanchez, quick pass to the outside, Cimental again. This time at the 15-yard line, hit hard and brought down at the 16. The referees will mark it. Third down, about 8 yards to go.
Pass reception, no gain. Third down,
See
about
what
8.
the Wildcats are going to elect to do. Maybe they're going to go for it. But knowing the way this Wildcat team likes to attack, they don't want to leave it like that. They want to pick up this first down and get this ball into the end zone. Jason Sanchez, 5 seconds, 4 seconds remaining here on the play clock. Steps back, looking for an open player and fits it in between 2 defenders. What a great pass there and completion.
Pass is complete inside
to
the 5.
Cimental. Boy,
Again,
that
to
pass
Angelo
was really
Cimental.
dangerous. You had
That's
4
first and
white
goal to go.
jerseys right there in the vicinity. Perhaps you could have said that
At
was
the
not the
4-yard
wisest
line.
decision one could have made. But heck, at this point, you just want to do your best. Take a chance, take an opportunity here. Fresh set of downs for the Wildcats. Run it in, Zuniga trying to look for his 4th. He keeps pumping his feet. And he is going to be so
To the
close.
1-yard
Stopped
line.
right at the 1-yard line. I mean, perhaps they want to give Keanu Zuniga the Al Bundy statistic. We're about to find out. We're going to see how this one goes. Either way, this offensive team for the Wildcats just keeps on rolling.
Second down and a yard.
Second down and less than a half yard to go into the end zone. Zuniga! He is able to get 4 touchdowns in one game. Oh, he gets that Al Bundy recognition. And guess what? When you relive your high school days, you're always going to be able to talk about that one game. How many touchdowns did you get? I said, I got 4 of them. You can just say, hey, I'm just like Al Bundy, except a little bit better. And maybe even a little bit faster, too. 4:58 remaining now here in the third quarter, and just moments away here from the PAT, and perhaps it will be 42-0. And folks, we will get
Sebastian
running
Yapes
clock going after this
with
one.
the point after.
Snap, good, ball, placed, kicked, and good.
And that kick is good.
6 touchdowns for the Wildcat offense here tonight. Gets their score to 42-0. Look at that cheerleading team down there. Let's give them a quick shout out. Your cheerleaders for football this season include Alexander Torres, Angeles Vargas, Ana Bella Piñón, Cassandra Ramos Regis, Daniela Jimenez, Dulce Alvarez, Elizabeth Lopez, Ixel Chavez, Jacinda Torres, JD Lopez, Jocelyn Cruz Chavez, Caressa Galvan, Kareli Ramirez, Kaylin Garcia, Lisbeth Jimenez, Valeria Cervantes, Victoria Ruiz, and Soya Puyet. Right there in their cheer advisors, Kara Sutton, Lydia Garcia, and Alexis Gonzalez. What a great cheering team we have out there supporting these boys, hyping up the crowd. Give a shout out, great season here. And pending the results of this game, they are going to have one more game to attend, as the Wildcats will have one more game to play as well. Their opponent to be determined, and you bet by the end of the night, guaranteed by midnight tonight here Friday, we'll know who are the teams that are going to be qualifying for the state tournament. 16 teams overall. Where the seeding will be, we do not know, but we will find out. No chance by Sunday. And so here we go. The Wahluke Warriors will bring it down. Almost brought down in the backfield. And near the 20-yard line, and that's where the Wahluke Warriors will get started one more time. They're on the return by
first and 10.
Moises Atunes. So first down and 10 at about the 20-yard line. Running clock from here on out. Does not matter what happens. Andrew Jorgensen in the shotgun. Gives it off to the running back. He has a lane to cut to, and being met right near the line of scrimmage, gains about 1 yard. He had a little bit of space there to work with. Franco Perez is not able to work his way through the front line of the Wildcats. Linebackers also coming in there and making a play. It's very tough. One of the things that the Wildcats have done a very good job of doing this season is playing defense. Even though it didn't look like it at the beginning of the season, they've certainly refined some things as the season has progressed. No quarterback in there, and that pass going to be incomplete. Intended for Jose Valdominos there as Manuel Ruvalcaba Jimenez, the new signal caller out there.
Third down, 9 yards to go.
Andrew Jorgensen is going to come back into the contest now again. Jimenez getting some time there. Not able to find anything, and now Jorgensen, the senior for the Wahluke Warriors, the quarterback position, he's going to try to attempt to do something here. Jorgensen trying to work his way through some tackles and brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Loses about 2 on that one. And fourth down and long.
Tackle on the play, number 9, Luis Mendoza. It is fourth down, 11 yards to go.
So fourth down and 11, and the Wahluke Warriors are going to go for it. Manuel Ruvalcaba Jimenez is coming back in at quarterback, just a freshman. Perhaps trying to give this young man a taste of action. Here's the Warriors playing a very young team out there. Ruvalcaba Jimenez trying to work his way through. Stuck in the backfield and finally brought down near the line of scrimmage. At about the 18-yard line, and that is where the Wildcat offense will take over. Turnover on downs. Let's see what the Wildcats are going to elect to do here on offense. Looks like they're going to keep most of their starters in. Jason Sanchez still out there. Adrian Villanueva out there. Remember, he's been injured for half the season essentially, and finally getting some action here. Hands it off inside just to Zuniga, the one running the ball this time. Barely able to get to the line of scrimmage.
That's a gain of 1. Second down and 9.
Here as the clock keeps going. Not too many more things, you got to worry about at this point. This game is firmly in control of the Wildcats. Right now, perhaps after this series, you want to sit out your starters and prepare essentially for next week. Long ball, open, and Adrian Villanueva with this touchdown right there. Third passing touchdown from Sanchez to Villanueva. And good on him, Adrian Villanueva earning every minute and every reception and that touchdown himself. Frustrated that he wasn't able to play here the second half of the season due to injury, but now showing it out there that, hey, I can still play, I can still contribute. Good on him. And that for sure is going to give him some confidence because they're going to need him next week one way or another. Hope to make a play down there on the field. Villanueva wearing a brace on his left knee. And Yapa is able to kick that one in, close to being blocked, but it isn't. 49-0 now, the score. 7 touchdowns by the Wildcat offense. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick break. Timeout here in the THS Digital Media Network. Wildcats up 49-0. And welcome back here, THS Digital Media Network, getting ready for kickoff. After that passing touchdown from Jason Sanchez to the open Adrian Villanueva. First touchdown of the game, first reception. Here's the Wahluke Warriors hoping to return this one. This time a bit of a bigger return out past the 30-yard line at about the 34.
It's a nice return.
Tunas there with the return. That's where the
Warriors.
Wahluke Warrior offense will begin one more time.
That 33-yard line.
So the offense will continue to go. Doesn't matter. 10 seconds remaining here in the third quarter as this is running clock. They're going to let this clock expire.
That's the end of the third quarter.
After 3 quarters, Wildcats leading by 7 touchdowns, 49-0. We're going to take a break. Be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and never miss out on another THS Digital Media event. We'll be back after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have well, we have time here, a birthday wish. Iris Grant, if you're in the house, happy 21st birthday.
Welcome back here on the THS Digital Media Network, fourth and final quarter with running clock here to resume. If you're just joining us from wherever you may be at, you may be here in Washington State, you may be in California, you may be in New York. We are worldwide, and you can always catch the action there as the Wildcats get a huge stop. Perez not able to find any room to run with right there. Good tackle by Jose Gonzalez on the defensive side of the ball. defense keeps churning. They're not letting anybody through them. So here in the WIA in the state of Washington, the rule is once a team, and this applies to basketball as well, once a team is up by 40 points or more, it is a running clock until the end of regulation. So it does not matter at that point. Andrew Jorgensen taking the snap, rolling out to his right. Finds Acevedo, breaks through a tackle. And finally, at midfield for the first time here tonight.
He's up midfield.
And they're going to have an opportunity now to move the chains. Only their second conversion of this contest. You know, when you're playing with that type of team, I mean, it's just kind of hard to move the ball. Of course, a lot of substitutions in there now. They're trying to get some of these players some good reps. Prepare for next week. Andrew Jorgensen. Again, stepping back, two-step drop. And that pass just too far up ahead, intended for Casey Harai. Second down coming up. Whereas we're going to have a light drizzle coming through the field. Luckily, this is towards the end of the game. So not too much to worry just yet. Wildcats doing their best. Indeed they are.
Down in 10.
Jorgensen taking the snap, rolling out to his right once again, going downfield, and that pass intended.
Third down and 10.
For Moises Atunes. Third down coming up. As the rain is starting to pour. Get everything going here. That pass intercepted by the Wildcats. Taking it back and finally stop that past the 40-yard line, and flags coming in, multiple. What's going to be called?
Interception by number 41, Oliver Davila. First and 10 Wildcats. There's the flag on the play.
And that will keep the Wildcats drive alive. So a timeout taken out on the field. Third down. You know, there's a lot of discussion right now, so there is a timeout taken on the field. Nobody took it. Hoping to continue to work through this. Now, there was a lot of action going on after that big play, after that interception by the Wildcats. Good play there by the Wildcats, Oliver Davila. Just reading the eyes of the quarterback and seeing where that ball was going and just picking it off. Here as the rain has begun to come down. So the officials, I believe, are just trying to figure out who's going to be assessed what penalties. And I mean, of course, this is going to be offsetting by the time it's all done. I think it's just going to be a matter of who's going to be where and whether or not they're going to call this one. Are there going to be any ejections, I should say. Don't happen to believe that's going to be the case, but you never know. So a light drizzle here in early November. This game, of course, Wildcats doing everything, offsetting penalties, and possession, of course, going to the Wildcats now.
Multiple fouls on the play. It would appear that there was a holding call against Wahluke, and that was declined, and an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Wildcats, and that was accepted.
So Wildcats ending that one. So personal foul penalty assessed on the Wildcats. And the Wildcat offense walking right back out there. Starting quarterback Jason Sanchez still out there. So it does not seem like there's going to be any ejections. Nonetheless, a whole lot of flags, a whole lot of laundry here in this contest alone. Much like a high school sophomore, just laundry all over the place. So first down and 10. Here for the Wildcat offense.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Handing the ball off to Zuniga, slipping through a few tackles and near the first down marker, lunges forward and is able to pick it up. First down.
11-yard gain. For
Nearing
Zuniga.
150 rushing yards on the night. Keanu Zuniga.
At the 44-yard
4
line.
touchdowns in this game alone. They're going to continue. First down and 10 at the 45-yard line, 44-yard line. Sanchez with the snap, pitches it out to Zuniga. Finding a lane, getting all the way past the 30-yard line at the 29. It's going to be over close to 170 yards now on the night.
Zuniga. That's another first down at the 29-yard line.
And so they're going to continue. First down. Sanchez takes the snap, hands it off again. Zuniga looking to make a cutback and brought down just short of the 20-yard line. Gains about another 8.
Zuniga, again, he's down about the 22-yard line.
Coming up on 6 minutes remaining here in this contest. It's been all Wildcats. No change in anything just yet. As they're going to continue to go. You know, no stop, I think, you know, other teams would have considered pulling Jason Sanchez out of the game now, but I think they just wanted him to get as many reps as possible. Zuniga again with the ball and finally being brought down past the 15-yard line at about the 12.
Inside the 15, about the 13.
So they're going to mark him down at the 14. And this young man, Keanu Zuniga, going to be nearing 170 yards plus. And of course, to go along with that, his 4 touchdowns. Justice Zuniga now in there. Zuniga slipping through, met by a host of Warriors. Going to be barely able to make it to the line of scrimmage. Second down to go. Coming up on 5 minutes remaining here in the 4th and final quarter.
No gain on the play, second down and 10.
And if you are just joining us, well, it's been a dominant performance here tonight offensively for the Wildcats. And then defensively, just perfect football on the other side, not allowing the Wahluke Warrior offense to do anything. Held to just 2 conversions. Ball on the ground, and Sanchez having to just land on it. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long.
Loss on the play.
You know, as mentioned, you know, it's raining right now.
About 4 yards.
So it's going to get a lot tougher to handle that football, much less try to make a pass. So you just want to keep this ball on the ground. This is where, like, traditionally, you would probably want to run it under center. Take that football. Because as long as this rain keeps coming down, I mean, it's going to be very tough to hold on to it. Sanchez stepping back. Sees an opportunity there, gets it out to Alex Sapien, and near the 1st down marker, out at about the 7-yard line.
Alex Sapien, the last pass.
And so 4th down and about 4 yards to go.
4th down and about 4.
And so the Wildcats are going to elect to kick this one, kick a field goal for the first time here tonight.
Field goal attempt by
Snap is
number
up,
61,
kick is up,
Sebastian.
and
Yep, has 25
no
yards.
good.
And the kick wide left, no good.
So the kick was no good there. Sebastian Yapis had a chance at it. Here, 3 minutes remaining in regulation. I'd like to finally give out my last few announcements here. Volleyball having their own set of all-leaguers this season. 3 of them on first team. Tatiana Camacho at middle blocker, Nailani Strom at the center position, and Enrica Ramos at the right side. First team there for those 3 individuals. Right behind them on second team, Angeles Torres at the libero, and Rhys Manainik at the outside hitter, and Kira Hurley earning herself 3rd team. And guess what? Another back-to-back Coach of the Year for Christian Summerstrom, SCAC West Coach of the Year, and of course this season, the SCAC West League champions, the volleyball, THS volleyball girls doing a great job, ending on a great note, ranked to 6th overall here this season, and they're going to hope to continue on their success here as the postseason rolls on. And of course, the girls volleyball plays tomorrow at 2 p.m. at Carlisle High School versus Zilla for the district title. There as Jorgensen finds Harai, and he's going to be brought down short of the 1st down marker by about a couple at about the 18. 2-0 regular season. The Wildcats were able to win.
Pass complete.
2-1 win versus Kaibi tournament. So 3-0 versus, 3-0 in the matchups that they met this year versus Zilla. Win, and they are the district title champions, and also earn themselves an automatic state berth lose, and they will have to play the winner of the consolation bracket winner right after the game at 4 p.m. And of course, if you're not able to make it out there to Connell High School, the game will be streamed live on the NFHS network under Connell High School. Jorgensen reaching up high to bring that snap down, working his way, and that pass going to be incomplete. Intended for
incomplete.
Intended for number 5, Jose Valdovinos. So once again, girls volleyball team playing tomorrow at 2 p.m. over at Connell High School in the district title game versus the Zilla Leopards. Of course, depending on the results of that game, the loser will play the winner of the consolation bracket right after the district title game at 4 p.m. Go out there and support the THS volleyball girls. Last time they made it to state was back 30 years ago, 1993, where they placed 3rd overall after it was all said and done. 30 years in the making, and the Wildcats volleyball team making some great moves and some great action out there. Shout out to Chris Rimmerstrom on his second back-to-back SCAC West Coach of the Year, and he's done a great and tremendous job with the THS volleyball program, so go out there and support them. Jorgensen with the long ball. That one is going to be well short.
Pass incomplete.
Incomplete. Here as we're coming up under a minute remaining. Here as the crowd has began to exit. What a great season the Wildcats have had. Now they're going to await whatever their seeding is going to be. Rest assured that they're going to continue with their great success one way or another. They're going to have a tough time versus a top 10 team. But either way, some good stuff coming.
Pass incomplete.
And another incompletion there by the Wahluke Warriors. 3rd down coming up. Here as 20 seconds remaining here in this contest, and it will be the end of the season for them, and the Wildcats will continue into the postseason. Their opponent to be determined. The one thing we do know, barring any wild things, the Wildcats will more than likely travel to their next game and site. Jorgensen going to end the season with the long ball, and that one's going to fall incomplete, intended for Harai. And that is the end of this one. Wildcats end the season 5-5 and a berth to the 1A State Football Championship Tournament, here to be played next week. Their opponent to be determined. All right, ladies and gentlemen, first let's give a quick wrap-up of the events happening here tomorrow all across the state. First, for the cross-country team, both the girls and the boys will be over there at Sun Willows Golf Course in Pasco. Girls start off at 10:30 a.m., followed by the boys at 12 p.m. And if you have some time after that, make your way over to Connell, the girls volleyball team playing for a district championship over at Connell High School versus the Zilla Leopards. Win and they're in, and a district title. Lose and they will have to play another game. Winner of the consolation bracket, of course, the opponent to be determined. If you can't make it out there at Connell High School, well, you can check out the stream over at the NFHS network under Connell High School. So, ladies and gentlemen, dominant win here tonight. 7 overall touchdowns for the Toppenish Wildcat offense. 3 from Jason Sanchez, and then 4 rushing touchdowns for Keanu Zuniga, rushing for over 170 yards, and of course, 3 passing touchdowns for Jason Sanchez, 1 to CJ Torres, 1 to Louis Garica, and 1 to Adrian Villanueva. What a great season they've had. They ended on a 5-5 record. Well, ladies and gentlemen, weather elements getting to us here, so we're going to have a quick sign-off. Great season. Fall Sports, our broadcasting here for the Fall Sports for THS Digital Media Network has come to a conclusion. Stay tuned. In a couple weeks, we'll be back. Basketball, winter sports, still to come here on the THS Digital Media Network. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and never miss out on another THS Digital Media event. Thank you for joining us here, folks. Go support your Wildcats on the events mentioned earlier in the broadcast. For my name is Antonio Tony D. Dominguez and the rest of the THS Digital Media crew. Have a good night, God bless, and see you out there.